Hello, this is Spiritual Care, the role in restoration and recovery. You may read the blog or listen and watch the video. May 2019. Hello, this is Pastor Deborah of Agape Love, Love is Here Church at www.agapeloveishere.org from Pensacola, Florida. I have joined together with Together We Can Heal, the blog of the National Association of Adult Survivors of Child Abuse, as a blog contributor. This blog is to introduce myself to you as a spiritual care professional, a pastor who had been a licensed mental health counselor and a nationally certified clinical mental health counselor, as well as a state of Florida certified victims advocate with the state attorney general, but am now a non-denominational pastor that provides personal spiritual ministry to bring about spiritual restoration, recovery, and healing of the spirit, to provide spiritual teaching, spiritual words of encouragement, spiritual crisis intervention, and many other areas that abuse of any kind has touched and affected. I have been providing spiritual ministry to individuals since 1995, after 10 years of mental health counseling in many settings. A more in-depth bio is on the website of www.agapeloveishere.org or on the church's YouTube channel entitled The Hidden Kingdoms. You can also learn more about me on LinkedIn under Pastor Deborah at Agape Love is Here. This blog is written to present to all a new concept that maybe is familiar to you or brand new. There are many different names for some of the terms I will be writing about here in this blog. Spiritual care and its role in restoration, recovery, healing, and support. In the fields of restoration and recovery of substance abuse and other addictions, support groups, recovery and restoration, spiritual care has been accepted and included as a vital part of a person's recovery. Faith-based ministry and programs from all faiths have provided community support and are very integral in the recovery and restoration of a person who is healing from a substance abuse or addiction to anything. The support groups, which go by many names and are usually housed in churches, houses of worship, and other places of faith. These groups may go by the name Celebrate Recovery, Most Excellent Way, the 12-Step programs, Teen Challenge, and other faith-based programs that have successfully combined spirituality and treatment. Most national alcohol and drug associations, as well as those in mental health areas, domestic violence and sexual assault, human trafficking, have been successful in integrating spiritual care and treatment, restoration, and recovery at the national organizational level. Faith and its connection to a higher power has been a part of many support systems for those who are seeking healing, restoration, recovery from addictions. But spiritual care and its focus on inclusion of a higher power to aid and assist in the treatment, restoration, and recovery of a mental health diagnosis of a mental health illness has not yet been accepted as an equal partner and just as vital as the psychiatrist, the clinical social worker, the psychologist, the trauma-informed care expert, the licensed mental health counselor, and the other professions that provide treatment, for mental health disease. This blog is to help you, the reader, to begin to see the value of adding this profession, ministry, into your own recovery and restoration from child abuse of any kind. There are many well-trained, faith-based professionals that are available to you, and the fellowship and support that is given freely is vital to restoration and recovery. Spiritual care does come from a deep level of understanding of the effects childhood abuse has on the spirit and its heart. To help you begin to see the value of this level of restoration and recovery that can be added to all the other forms is what this blog is about. To begin with, Pastor Deborah ministers from the concept that all humans are a three-part being. Every human consists of a physical body, a soul that has two parts, the conscious mind with all of its components, the subconscious mind, which spiritually is called the hidden man of the heart with all of its components, and a spirit, the real you, that also has its own body and mind, yet it lives in another realm, the unseen spiritual realm. There are other names for these three different parts, and some debate if there are three or just two. In spiritual care, that involves helping people with the spiritual part of the three-part being. In spiritual care, those that are involved with helping people are assisting and helping with the spiritual part of the three-part being. Some faith-based ministers, as I am, have been trained in another area. I have much former training in the area of the soul, and some in the physical body. Each profession studies and provides knowledge and treatment in one or two of the areas. A psychiatrist has really studied the physical body and the biological brain. Some of these wonderful doctors have also studied and are experienced in the area of the soul, the conscious and subconscious mind. Then most of the social workers, mental health counselors, have studied the soul area and its components and seek to bring healing, restoration, and recovery in this area. But spiritual care provides treatment, knowledge, and healing, restoration, and recovery in the area of the spirit and its components. When abuse occurs to anyone at any age, even in the womb, all three areas of a human are affected. All three areas are abused, and each area responds differently and must all be helped to heal, be restored, and recover. All areas must have help, become knowledgeable, feel loved and safe, be attended to in different ways, and then be allowed to slowly find the way to healing and recovery. This first blog post is just to introduce yourself to a new concept that needs to be pondered, discussed, and learned about. When a new concept is introduced, it takes a while to understand it and to believe it and then to walk in it. There are many stories and movies that can help, and many testimonies that others can give to attest to this idea that there are three parts of a human: the physical body, the soul, and the spirit, and all are affected by abuse, and all three need to be healed, to be restored, and find a path to recovery. Thank you for reading and getting to know me, Pastor Deborah. You can look me up in more detail, www.agapeloveishere.org, the website. On YouTube, the Hidden Kingdoms channel. On Twitter, at Pastor Deborah, at Agape Love. On LinkedIn, at Pastor Deborah Schleich, at Agape Love is Here. And on iTunes, Google Play, Intune for podcast, and soon maybe on Google Play for free downloadable ebooks. I will also be writing feature articles for NAASCA and continue to blog here a couple of times a month. It was a pleasure to speak to you and to introduce myself and the role of spiritual care in restoration and recovery. I would like to leave you with some words of encouragement for your heart. Just breathe the air of hope and agape love. To walk each day begins with just one step out of a dark place that has unseen chains of heaviness. But before one can take one step, first one has to take a deep breath of hope. Hope is new every day, just as the sun rises in the east and vanquishes the night. One breath of hope vanquishes the darkness of the long night. Hope is full of fresh life for one's heart as the spring rains refresh the earth and help bring forth a new season of life. Hope brings forth a new season of life, even though the darkness has held your heart for too long. No matter the road one is on with a mental health illness, the road always has others on it, looking back to see you getting on. See, they are coming back for you, for they will walk this road with you. And as spring rains bring forth new life, allow the hope that others bring to your heart to shower you with its rays of hope and agape love, unconditional love for your heart. Your heart is not alone any longer. Just breathe the air of hope and agape love. Pastor Deborah, volunteer, Spiritual Care Department, Lakeview Center, Incorporated. Looking with the eyes of one's heart. The journey you are on will require you to look with the eyes of your heart. You must be able to see past the storms of darkness and the winds of the tempest. One must be able to look beyond the present and into the vastness of the future that is just on the horizon. If one is looking out from the center of a storm, you must look out with the eyes of your heart. For only the eyes of the heart can see beyond the present, beyond the clouds and the winds of the storm, and believe for the future, believing that this storm too will pass. And the rays of sunshine will shine again on the heart, bringing new life, new hope, and new days to be lived. The eyes of the heart, everyone has them, and yet many cannot see with them. The eyes of the heart can be blind to many things when one is only looking with the eyes of the soul. Love always and forever, Pastor Deborah.